Alright boys, Deus 2 9-inch calibers and 200 sensitive FT 6.8 DS. We'll talk a little bit here about this offset. Hunting real challenge sights. There may be some advantage to running this offset high. Now let's see, how high does it go? It goes to 40, but I'm going to tell you something. You might be wanting to be running this around 30. Why is that? Well, let me give you a demonstration here. I'm going to run it down to 0. Okay, now we're not going to change any speed. We're going to leave everything just like it is. 2.5. Okay? So we're breaking the offset screen there. There's a 0. I think the default may be 5. Here's 0. You hear that? Speed to sweep up. Now you see what I've got there? I've got that nickel down there. Now, let me show you something here. Got that old 1 in the meter. I've been talking about that 1 in the meter of this machine, hadn't I? Okay, we're back in the offset. Now, I believe the default is 5. You hear that? Alright. We're going to bring that baby all the way up to 30. What do we hear? You hear that? That might stop you, huh? Now let's bring that back down. We'll bring it down to about 15. Look at that. That's 15. That don't sound too good, does it? Now I'm holding this camera about the same. I'm holding it still, so that you miss that right there at 15, you might. $10. You can miss that real easy. See, it's a pumping that number 1 up, boys, is what it's doing. You know what I mean? It's throwing everything up, even that number 1. Here's 30 again, listen. You know, and I've done told you boys about when you get a signal on this machine and you see a number 1 or 2 in that meter down there, what could happen to you. I'm going to leave it at 30. We're going to lift up this nickel. That's an old bad looking colonial nail there. You hear that iron tone on that baby? Okay. So those signals in the wall that you're getting reading the number 1 and number 2. You hear that? Boom. Fast sweep, boys. Let's go back in here and let her back down to about 10. I'll do some faster sweeps on this bad boy. You hear that? Not near as alerted. And an old side with a lot of iron in it, you know. And you're listening to all that rumble from that iron tone. We didn't show you 40. I'm not even listening to 40. Let's see what 40 sounds like. Well, people will get my drift. If I was going to hunt a challenge side, boys, one that's been hunted hard with this machine, remember now, this offset come into play later on with this machine. So you might have been running 0.6 in a side or 0.71. And you slipped up out there and you come across a barrel of a nail. And you just kept on walking and had a conductor, you know, a non-ferrous target down by it. I hope you enjoyed.